Venerable members of the Mahasangha and dear Madam friends, today I intend to draw your attention with another sutra which can be found in Kosala Sanyutta in Sanyutta Nikaya. The name of this sutra is Issatta. Issatta is a Pali word and which means archery. You know, archery means a sport or skill of shooting with a bow and arrow, especially at a particular target, right? During the Buddha's era or time, archery was one of the main attributes incorporated to win a battle, right? So archery was also a part of education at the time. Buddha used archery as an example to answer questions raised by the King Kosala in this sutra. I sincerely believe that by now you are having an illustrative understanding regarding the name of this sutra, right? Now it's time to elaborate the story behind this sutra. The story will explain the reason why Lord Buddha preached this sutra to the King Kosala. So this is clearly mentioned in the Attakatha. I have explained about the Attakatha in my previous Dhamma talk. So Attakatha means in brief, which is written to elaborate the original scripture canon, or we call Tripitaka. If you refer the original sutra, you cannot find this incident. This incident is actually mentioned in the original sutra, which is mentioned only in Attakatha. According to the Attakatha, in contemporary time of the Buddha, after his enlightenment as well as after originations of the Buddha dispensation or the origin of the Mahasangha, monks and nuns, people were much devoted and they made all the offering to the Lord Buddha and his disciples, especially offering all for requisites for the monks and nuns. So then, due to this offering and care towards the Buddha and his disciples, the other religious teachers and their students were slowly ignored and abandoned by the people, those who was around. As a result of that, there were lack of requisites. Therefore, those people from the other religion were really unhappy with this situation, and they began to criticize Buddha and his disciples. Then what they do is they spread rumors among the people around the city of the Savatthi, such as that the Buddha said, only donate the things to him and his disciple, not for the others. And they further say that Buddha is only considering his personal gain and never cares about the other teachers and their students. And also they also mention that the Buddha taught one can gain the highest merits by making offerings on him and his disciples, not for the other religious leaders and their students. Therefore, these rumors were spread against Buddha in the Savatthi city. Therefore, they claim that there were no justice while traveling for food and other requisites. The Buddha tried to motivate and convince the people to avoid making offerings to the other religious leaders and their followers. Thus, this was wrong. So, eventually, this news was spread to the King Kosala, and he decided to find a solution for this issue from the Buddha. Therefore, then King Kosala ordered everyone in his kingdom to gather to the temple the next day, if there will be a heavy fine if they did not attend. This is the king's order, so no one can away from it, right? Reject it. Therefore, everyone gathered at the temple on a particular day, and King Kosala asked two questions from the Lord Buddha in front of entire entourage or the attendants within his empire. So this sutra flows based on these two questions and answers preached by the Lord Buddha. The following is the story behind this sutra, and that was the reason Lord Buddha preached this sutra to this entire gathering, the people, those who gather to that place. Let's look at this sutra now. This particular preaching occurred at the city of the Savatthi, where the enlightened one Gautama Buddha lived at that time. According to this sutra, is as follows. Ekamantang nisinnoko raja pasenadi kosala bhagavantang etada vocha katannuko bante danan databbanti. As the king was sitting by the side, King Pasenadi Kosala respectfully asked the enlightened one, the Lord Buddha, "Dear my Lord, to whom dana should be offered? To whom alms should be given?" Then the Buddha replied to the king, "Yattako Maharaja Chittam Pasidati." Whoever the mind feels intrinsically confidence or feels much devotion and generosity, the great king, dana should be offered. The great king, alms should be given. This is the very first question raised by the king. The Buddha's reply was very clear that whatever you wish to offer, or whenever you try to practice the concept of offering dana or alms giving, has to perform with pure mind and where you feel confidence, devotion and generosity. This is the Buddha's advice for the very first questions. Right? So then the second question being asked by the king is Kattapana bhante dinnang mahappalanti. Dear Lord, please explain, when offering dana, when offering alms or foods, how it becomes magnanimously beneficial in return, or how it helps to gain the highest merits. Right? So then Buddha replied to the king, Anyang ko etang maharaja kattadanan databbang anyang panetang kattan dinnam mahappalanti. Dear king, don't confuse yourself in these two aspects. There are two questions, right? To whom a dana offering should be given, and how that particular dana offering become magnanimously beneficial in return, or how it helps to gain the highest merits, are two different approaches, two different questions. Let me to answer your second question now. Sīlavato ko maharaja dinnang mahappalang no tato dussilo. Dear king, to receive much merits, you have to make dana offering to a virtuous person rather than to an unvirtuous one. Let me explain you with an example. Assume, dear king, what is your opinion, great king, if you are given an option to select a young warrior who is untrained, undisciplined, who has much fear against his opponents, flee with fears? Would you willing to choose him for an imminent war to protect your kingdom? Then king replied, No, Lord, I wouldn't take him on. I wouldn't have any use of man of such character. Then Brahmani youth and merchant youth and laborer youth would come along untrained, unpracticed, undisciplined, fearful, terrified, cowardly, quick to flee. Would you take him on? Would you have any use of man of such nature? Then king replied, No, Lord, I wouldn't take him on. I wouldn't have any use of man or who bear such characters. Now answer, great king. If you have choose a great warrior for an imminent battle, would you choose a young warrior who bears essential characteristics such as well-trained, fearless, disciplined, unterrified? Would you choose him? Would you prefer warriors of such nature? Yes, Lord, I would choose him. I would definitely use a man of such characteristic. Then a Brahmani youth, merchant youth, laborer youth would come along, train, practice, discipline, and fearless, unterrified. Would you take him on to take part, fight an imminent battle? Would you have any use of man such of nature? Yes, dear Lord, I would take him on. I would use a man such a nature. Then Buddha explained to king in his own word. Eva meva ko maharaja yasma kasma chepi kula agarasma anagaryam pabbajito hoti socha hoti panchanga vippahino panchanga samannagato tasmin dinnam happalang hoti. Dear king, if someone from any caste had gone forth from their ordinary lifestyle to practice ordained monastic spiritual practices, to live a simple and meditative life in order to attain to nirvana, foods or whatever, dana, offers such a monks or nuns, bears the great merits and magnanimously beneficial in this circle of existence. Alms giving no offering to such a bhikkhu who had completely eradicated 5 hindrances and enriched with 5 inner qualities to attain to nirvana, considered to be magnanimously beneficial. This is the Buddha's explanation for the king Pasenadi Kosala. Then we discuss what are the 5 factors to be eliminated and 5 qualities to be enhanced. So Buddha said, Katamani panchangani pahinani honti kamacchando pahino hoti vyapado tina middang uddacha kukkuccang vichikiccang pahina hoti imani panchangani pahinani hoti. It's very clear what are these 5 hindrances. So, which can be defined as the unwholesome state of infatuation which impedes practice of path to nirvana. So, this first one is sensory desire, we call kama chanda, the particular type of wanting that seek for happiness through the 5 senses of sight, sound, smell, taste, and physical feeling, right? Then the other one is ill will, vyapada. We call aversion, right? Also spell like vyapada. All kind of thoughts related to the wanting to reject, feeling of hostility and hatred and bitterness, some kind of that kind of thoughts, right? Anger, like that. The third one is srut and torpor, thina midda, heaviness of your body and dullness of your mind, which drag one down to disabling inertia and depression, right? The next one is restlessness and worry, uddacha kukkucca, the inability to calm the mind and recalling the past, right? The last one is doubt, vichikiccha, lack of trust. If someone try to reduce the power of or try to eliminate these 5 hindrances, so if someone ordained in spiritual practices are already in the path to cessation 5 hindrances from their mind, and offering given to such individuals bears the magnanimous merits in this circle of existence. In simply way we can say, if someone offers something to a monk or nun who already in the path and try to overcome these 5 hindrances, or then you can accumulate the highest merits by offering things to them. That's the Buddha's teaching as explained in this sutra. So then 5 qualities to be enhanced by the receiver to earn the highest merits to the donor, as explained by the Buddha. So katamehi panchangehi samannagato hoti asekkhandena silakkhandena samadhikkhandena panyaskhandena vimuktikhandena and vimukti jnanadassanakkhandena. In here, asekkhandena means, according to the Pali dictionary, one who successfully completed the well-disciplined or trained. That is only done by enlightened one. Is called arahat. Where a perfect person, one who gained insight into the true nature of existence and has achieved nirvana, which is known as the spiritual enlightenment, who freed from bonds and desire, will not to be reborn. Then that's mean asekkhandena. Now we talk about these 5 qualities to enhance the initial prerequisite of the path of arahant is first one, silakkhandena. Silakkhandena means aggregate of virtues, conducts or rules, which is mentioned in the Vinaya Pitaka. And if someone follow these rules, that's the foundation for the enlightenment. So the second prerequisite is asekkhandena samadhikkhandena. Samadhi means, in simply we can say, concentration or unification of mind. And Buddhism, concentration is a most important inner quality, and it's divided into 4 categories. The first category is Khanika Samadhi. Khanika Samadhi means momentary concentration, a mental stabilization which arises during day-to-day activities. This is not the formal meditation, so this is called Khanika Samadhi. The second one is called preliminary concentration. We call that Parikarma Samadhi. Arises out of the meditator's initial attempts to focus on a particular object, a meditative object. So this is called Parikarma Samadhi. The third one we call Upachara Samadhi. Access concentration arises when the 5 hindrances are dispelled, when jhana is present, and with the appearance, the counterpart sign that we call Patibhaga Nimitta, right? So this is called access concentration. The final one called absorption concentration, Apanna Samadhi, the total immersion of the mind on its meditation on object and can lead to the jhana state. So these are the 4 kind of samadhi in Buddhism. So therefore the second quality called as samadhi. The first quality is sila, morality. The second one, concentration, samadhi. The third quality is asekkhandena panyaskhandena. Third prerequisite is for the arahant, panya. Panya means discernment, or we can say insight or wisdom in Buddhism. One of the 3 main divisions of the Noble Eightfold Path in Buddhism. Simply we can say panya means insight of the true nature of the reality, right? So the 4th quality is asekkhandena vimuktikhandena. Vimukti means release or give up, even we can say uprooted. If someone eliminated from all kind of wicked, cruel thoughts, especially desire, anger, delusion, then such individual is free from suffering. To train your mind for cessation for all desire and initial entrance to this path is to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. This is called Vimukti, right? The final one is Vimukti Jnanadassanakkhandena. Means Vimukti means pathway, the wisdom that able to see the insight of the reality of the unwholesome and wholesome roots of the thoughts in your mind, and having achieved nirvana. He who himself free from all the bound, describe desire, attain arahat stage, and which there won't be rebirth. So this is called the recalling, the ability we call vimukti jnana dassana. Right? So these are the 5 qualities to be enhanced. As explained above, it's very clear if someone master these 5 qualities, 5 factors may attain to real nirvana, free from suffering. Therefore, offering to be Mahasangha bears the highest merits. Right? Even today, when you offer a dana to a Mahasangha, you can accumulate much merits, and it is significant that you must offer dana with pure thoughts. And even the merits you accumulated because of dana is susceptible to impermanency. Developing thoughts in this manner transform your merits toward vipassana, which ultimately help to attain to the path we call arahat, which is must factors for the path to arahat. Then it's very clear, where you must give, there you feel confidence and devotion. Your heart has faith. Further, if you want to accumulate or generate the highest merits, then you must give to someone who protects sila or morality. Even we can say virtuous person. This is the Buddha's teaching to accumulate more merits. This doctrine is very important to everyone because we are happy to donate, but we don't know where and how to offer the things. Right? It's evident according to Buddhism, even though you donate things to someone, you have to do with wisdom. Whatever you offer, dana, that is imperative to ascertain, to maintain your thoughts free from any clinging or desire prior and during and after offering dana to the Mahasangha or someone. Right? If we try to understand this with an example, assume that you bring a clay pot to a well. You can only carry the water full of clay pot, but you cannot carry the entire water in the well. Same analogy applies even you have done such a meritorious deed. The merits depends on your thoughts. If you are able to minimize the power of desire, anger, delusion, and enhance the good qualities while offering dana such as generosity, kindness, and wise reflection, you can earn the highest merits. Therefore, we must understand while performing meritorious activities, we have to keep our mind with pure thoughts and wisdom, in which you can generate the highest merits. So, hopefully I think so you understand that where you feel you can offer, but to generate or accumulate more merits, that you have to offer that to a virtuous person, then you can earn the highest merit. And at the same time, while offering, you have to keep your mind very pure state, right? So this is the sutra that Buddha explained about dana and offering. So I hope you really understand it, and may the noble triple gem bless you all. Thanks.